People, I get it. You wake up, you work, spend time with the kids, you go to sleep. Wake up, work, spend time with the kids, then you repeat. It's a repeating cycle for a lot of people every single day. You do the same stuff every single day. It's the monotony of every single day, but there's hope because no matter what you may believe and no matter what you may be experiencing in life, that is not all there is to life. Keep the hope, people. There's more out there. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Just remember you're special. Feeling hopeless and alone, just remember there's always God there to be there to help you. Put in effort, make mistakes. No one on this earth is perfect. Trials and tribulations both in life are guaranteed, but in the end it's all worth it. I'm hoping and I'm praying. This is something relatable and the words are beneficial when someone out there can understand what I'm saying. Mind, muscle, motivation. Let's stop playing. Share it with the nation. What they do though, that was a fail. What they do though is mind, muscle, spirit, motivation. Thank you for tuning in. For all my loyal, continuous supporters, subscribers, followers, thank you. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for your consistency. And I hope sincerely that you will continue to listen for the suggestions, for growth, for a different perspective on life. I wanted to discuss today how that there's more to life than what you may be experiencing, the repetitive cycle for a lot of people every single day. Look, I get it. I get it. Sometimes a boring life is a very constructive, is a very well organized life. It's a routine. And for me, that's exactly how my life is. And that's why it's considered to be boring because I do the same stuff day in and day out. But I use this right here. I use my imagination and it's very simple. I mean, there's more to life than what we may be experiencing every single day. I know this because I see it on TV. I know this because I look places up and I'm sorry, people, I have mosquito bites everywhere. But it gives me the utmost hope because when I'm in the worst, for what I consider when I'm in the worst situation, location, whatever it may be, I use this right here. So for example, and I think I might have shared this already, but for example, when say I'm outside and I'm just sweating and I'm doing something that I have to do, that I need to do, what helps me is just imagining being somewhere else. And I know you got to embrace the suck, and trust me, I do. But when I believe that I can no longer, that's when I use my imagination. That's when I imagine myself somewhere where it's cold. You know, maybe I'm visiting Alaska, all the mountains, the the bears. I'm not trying to be by them, but the mountains, the view, maybe Seattle, any place where it's cool. California by the ocean. I've never been by the ocean. I've never been on a beach. So I can imagine all these different things while I'm embracing the suck. And that helps me get through. And listen, if it ain't broke, there's nothing to fix. That's what I've been doing for the majority of my life. So for every different season, I will picture myself in a different season, in a different location. It helps. It helps. And for somebody out there who says I'm contradicting the whole term embrace the suck, like I said, I embrace the suck all the time. You know, I'm not afraid to embrace the suck. But again, when I embrace it so much and there's no more to be embraced, that's when I remind myself that this isn't all there is to life. Because when you're doing something that sucks and you're at the same location every single day, the motivation is gone. The embracing the suck starts to get too repetitive. You get tired of it. We're ordinary people. We're all human beings at the end of the day. we're not ordinary people, but we're all human beings at the end of the day, and we all have to do whatever that helps us. And for me, that's what I do. So sit back with me. Let this 32-year-old man share his 12, 22-year-old dreams. My bucket list is to go to New York. When I get up every morning, I do the same stuff, wake up at the same time. Like I said, it's repetitive, it's boring, it's constructive, it's boring. But I'm waking up early, obviously, to work on myself. And I'm not just working on myself physically, I'm working on myself mentally and emotionally. So, where New York comes in with all of this is when I'm working on myself, I'm working on my hopes, I'm working on my dreams, I'm working on the possibilities. There are so many possibilities in life. So, New York, I don't know how New York is. I've heard the pros and cons, just like with everything else, but I'm not wanting to move to New York. I just want to visit. So I think about all the tall buildings. I think about the maybe the different language, the different slang, the different term they use in the Statue of Liberty. I'm telling you, you mark my words, y'all. Every single video that I may say this in, just write it down how many times, because I don't know. But I will be making videos in different locations. Mark my words, I will. This doesn't have to do with anything that I'm talking about, but I'm telling you because God gave me this craving. God gave me this yearn to go to places for a reason. I'm not about wanting a bigger house, more cars and clothes. I'm just about traveling the beautiful world that God gave us to live in and to experience. So anyways, I'm just thinking about being there. I mean, just really picturing myself there, picturing myself pointing at the Statue of Liberty, using all the different things that they use to look at it. If you can literally imagine it and really put yourself there and close your eyes and just really, I mean really put yourself there, you can make it happen, okay? And I know that with traveling the world, listen, I know I want to travel the world. I know it because I've thought about what it's going to take to do it, and I've thought about the sacrifices that I'm going to have to make. I don't have money now, so to travel the world, it's going to take money. I don't mind that. And to travel the world, it's going to take maybe different foods that you don't like, staying in places you don't want to stay. It's dangerous. I know. You can walk outside and it's dangerous. I just don't let fear stop me from doing the most simplest of things that I want to do, and it's not much. But I put myself there. I put myself there physically, emotionally. I put myself there in every which way that I possibly can. And that's why I know I'm going to go there. So I'm saying this for encouragement to the young person out there who may have the same hopes and dreams just to travel the world and maybe use your career to do it. Maybe you're a football player and obviously, making it there professionally, you're going to travel the world. Listen, I wouldn't even mind traveling the world to eat as long as I can work out after or do something to burn it off. But that's why I love the shows that I watch. Travel Channel with uh, the eating, the excavating that they do. These are all type of shows that I like because they travel to do it. They use their career, the one thing that they've always wanted to do their whole entire life, and they use that to travel the world. They use this to get to that, and this could very well be something that I can use to travel the world. But I'm trying to encourage traveling the world. I'm trying to encourage how you can use your imagination because, like I said, when you have that same routine and you wake up, especially if you're in a small town, and you wake up and you see the same stuff every single day, sometimes that lack of exposure can really make you think that what you see and what you're around is all there is, but it's not. We need to be reminded a hell of a lot more that what we experience every single day, what we see every single day, and especially what we do every single day, that's not all there is in life. It's not. And Los Angeles has never been a place that I've really wanted to go. I have been close, going to Vegas, but just to experience the different people from the different cities, the different countries, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. And maybe you aren't somebody who wants to travel. This isn't necessarily about traveling, but it's just something that I use in my imagination to travel because I do live in a small town and I do see the same stuff, maybe even the same people every single day. And really, nothing changes as far as my actual view. Nothing changes as far as, I mean, what? The weather, maybe more cloud coverage. I live in a very small town and I have to have this type of mentality because I wouldn't be as motivated. I definitely wouldn't be as creative. What I'm telling you is a part of me. What I'm telling you is why I am the way I am. That's why I have so much encouragement. And this is something that I can do to encourage me when I'm discouraged, when I'm unmotivated, and when I'm just tired of the same routine. Because I try to be a very constructive, routine type of person. I write down the same type of stuff every single day, pretty much. It doesn't it doesn't go too far fetched as far as what I do. But up here I'm doing a lot. What I got going in my mind is why it's probably, well, I don't say why. What I got going on in my mind is probably the sole reason why I have such a hard time with sleep. But a lot of creative people you can look up. I mean, I don't think people that are so creative, they probably have a hard time sleeping anyway. So because they have so much going on in their mind. But a part of what I have going in my mind that is a lot is just the simple fact that there's more to life. There's just more to life, and there's more to life when it comes to everything: the people, the location, the just the view. The view is what gets me. I love mountains, and I want to be somewhere where I can get access to mountains. Mountains. There are no mountains where I live. It is flat. I'm talking about flat. It's a plain view. I live, ironically enough, I live in Plainview, Texas, and the view is plain. Literally. Get what I'm saying? I live in Plainview, Texas. Look it up. Plainview, Texas. And the view here is a plain view. Ironically enough, the town literally matches the description of what you'll see when you come to this town. But that's not something that is discouraging for me because I know what's out there. I've looked up different countries and different cities. I know that it's possible for me to go there. And I love that. That's why I make these videos. That's why I work hard the way I do. And look, maybe what I'm saying is not even going to allow me to get access or even become close to what I'm saying as far as more to life. But it's something that I use. And like I said, if it's not broke, there's nothing to fix. And I've mentioned that before, how you can use your imagination even if it's not possible. But the fact that you can have access to whatever it is that you imagine, the fact that it's other people that's doing it, that's why I love thinking the way that I think. That's why I'm sharing it. That's why I'm encouraging it. And that's why I'm making the suggestion. And that's why I'm reminding you or whoever this may concern, there is more to life. There is more. So dream. I don't care what age you are. Dream. Look out the window and view something else than what you view every single day. Just if you see a fence every single day, maybe you live in an apartment. I know, okay? This isn't something that I've heard. This is something that I know because this is what I've done. So say you live in an apartment and you have a small patio and it's an apartment complex. So everything is, you know how it is. You know how complexes are. So say you have a small small patio, and there's that little gate, and then there's the fence right there. When I lived in an apartment, I would literally imagine a big backyard and then a fence. The location wasn't different, but the fact that I imagined it, and unbeknownst to me, I was doing what it took to do to get what I imagined. And that can actually happen. That's why the places that I've gone to, I didn't act all crazy because I imagined it so much, to the fact that when I was there, I was able to enjoy it without getting, too beside my character and myself. Um, I've shared this before, but I'm gonna share it again because there's somebody that's watching this that hasn't watched any other video that I've created. But when I went to Vegas, before we were there, when I saw Vegas on TV, I saw the lights, I saw all the stuff on the strip. So when we got there, I was able to keep my composure and just enjoy it without having to point, without having to, just scream and take pictures everywhere. I was just keeping my composure like I've been there 1,000 times. That's exactly what's going to happen when I go to New York. When? Because I imagine it that much. So when I'm there and when I look at the Statue of Liberty, inside, yeah, I may be going crazy, but outside, you would have never known. You would have thought that I was from New York. But that's why the imagination is such a beautiful thing. And that's why God has given us that capability to imagine. So if you're a person, like I said, if you're like me, this is a video that somebody's going to relate to 100%. And hey, I give you a virtual pound right here, a virtual pound, fist pump, because you keep that imagination. God gave you it for a reason. That particular imagination of just using your different perspective mentally, using it up here first. When you look out the window, when you get up every single morning, when you take that same routine, that same direction to work, just know that there's more than that you're doing. There's more to that you're seeing. There is more. I promise you. Turn on the TV and just see somebody at a different city or country. That shows you right there that there is more. So again, this is just a reminder, because we all need to be reminded. Even if you're from big cities, you need to be reminded that there's small country, plain towns and cities. It works both ways. You just got to know that there's more. Don't get complacent. That's what's wrong with us as people. We get way too complacent. So don't get complacent. Stay hopeful. Keep that dream. Keep dreaming. Keep on. Don't chase. Just keep running. Keep on running. And keep running until you get there. And when you get there, take a break and then run some more. It is mind, muscle, spirit, motivation. Like, subscribe, share. People, leave your comments. I want to see if this has impacted anybody positively or negatively. Just let me know. Leave it in the comments. Hey, and until next time, mind, muscle, spirit, motivation. Again, that is mind, muscle, spirit, motivation. Until next time.